Satnam, I'm Sundri Kaur, and this is the cycle of the goddess that you are. Today I'm going to share some tips on how to use the energy of this full moon that is produced at 8 degrees Sagittarius on the 29th May at 3:18 hours UK. Sagittarius is related with expansion, with abundance, with traveling to faraway countries and learning other languages and foreign relationships. So 6 months ago, with the new moon in Sagittarius, you settle your intentions of growth related with these topics. And now it's the moment to identify the full blossoming, to really harvest the lesson you got about these topics, to see if you already started to speak or to learn a new language, or if you already are planning, or if you've already gone to such foreign country as you planned, and see how is your expansion doing, how are you creating abundance on your life. This full moon is also the moment of understanding and correcting the new intentions that you planted 15 days ago with the new moon on the 15th May that was in Taurus, and that was about how do we settle our new security, how do you establish security for yourself, self-security. And we said, with the entry of Uranus in Taurus, during the 7 coming years, we are going to be creating and understanding a new status, a new paradigm on our own safety and own security, on the economical side, on who are we, how will we feel secure, all these topics. So in this full moon is the moment to assess how are these intentions of growth doing. Those that intentions you planted 15 days ago is the moment to correct the compass, because in the first degrees, the first steps of a long path, it just takes a step to correct the direction. But really, if you keep going, within 6 months, when we finish and accomplish with the full moon in Taurus, and within 6 years, when Uranus finishes its pilgrimage through Taurus, the difference would be very, very big, would be very noticeable. So it's the time to assess and evaluate how is that doing. And the good thing is that a full moon has the sun, in this case in Gemini, that is about options, understanding what are your options and communication, and the moon in Sagittarius, that is about deep understanding, deep knowledge, higher knowledge. It's about learning and it's about teaching. And precisely Gemini, where the sun is in the moment, is about communication. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet that stands for the 5th chakra. It's about communication. And in the moment, during this last week, it's been very, very active. So during the last week, we may have had many insights. We have been able to put into words and to have conversations with others where we are more and more understanding what are our options to create that new security. This is going to take, as I say, 7 years. But in these 6 months, starting from 15 days ago, we are really starting to see what is there and starting to figure out what we can do according to those topics. So it's the time for you to assess all these. Apart from these, I want to recommend you the archetype of goddess Artemis, the goddess of the hunting and the night. It's the goddess that is walking in the moonlight with a group of nymphs, and they are dancing and hunting in the moonlight among the forest with no duties, no home tasks, nothing but exploring themselves and their surrounding. Artemis has 3 aspects. Artemis is number 3. Artemis is the positive mind. But the archetype of Artemis has 3 aspects that are really, really good fetched, with 3 aspects that this astrologic moment is bringing to us. So to help you understand how the energy is working, so that you can cope with your own energy and with your own impulses, I'm going to use this archetype of Artemis to explain this astrologic moment. So, to start with, the regent of Sagittarius is Jupiter. And in the moment, Jupiter is doing like a huge triangle of water, a water triangle. We have Jupiter in the 15th grade, Jupiter retrograding, which is very important, in the 15th grade of Scorpio. Jupiter is about expansion and Scorpio is about cleaning in the depth. So we're going to be cleaning even deeper. The other vertex of this huge triangle is with Neptune in the 16th degree of Pisces. This is about your dreams. This is about the human family and the collective destiny. And on the top of the other vertex of the triangle, we have Venus, that is desire, in the 11th grade of Cancer. So it's the desire to nurture yourself, the desire to feel good in the very sensitive and tangible aspects. So this huge triangle, it's very emotional because it's in water signs, and it's also very spiritual. This means that one of the virtues of Artemis is that she's very resourceful. She's full of possibilities, she's full of talents. And all of us, we have this archetype within us, men included. So this aspect, this huge water triangle, is connecting you with this resourceful you within you. This means, in the last week, we've been having a very emotional connection with other people that is triggering our creativity, our talents. And it's also very related on your self-growth in the process and with effort. To put it into an example, let's say that you're having a work situation, a relationship at work, for example, with your boss, that is quite challenging. It's very confronting. And on the 2nd December, it was the first time we had a trine between Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. And by then, you realized, oh my God, this relationship is so challenging. I want to skip it. I want to go away from this. And then you realized, no, in here there's a huge growth possibility. I can develop myself with effort in this process, in this relationship. And by doing this, I realize how resourceful I am. I am developing my creativity and my talents. So you realize that by the 2nd December. On the 25th May, and also still happening with this moon, it's like you fully understand what is going on there, but still you are deeply working on this. It may be that you're feeling it very, very challenging, but it's a trigone. That means that it's a positive aspect, that although it's challenging, you are seeing it coming forward and you are very aware, full moon, understanding of what it's giving to you. But you're going to understand completely what was the lesson and what are the resources and the creative you and your talents that were developed with effort through this process by August. In the full moon and in the new moon of August, we will be still having these same aspects. So it's a long-term process that is developing, but in this full moon, with the help of this archetype of Artemis, I'm asking you, or the archetype of Artemis is proposing you to observe and understand what is this process where you are growing with effort and realizing your resourceful you, your talents and your creativity. But be aware, it's still a process, and you will be fully understanding it after the most important eclipse, solar eclipse of these 3 years, 17, 18, 2019, that is going to be happening in July. So in August, after this huge eclipse, is when you're going to be starting to understand what is it about, or what was the complete lesson to explain it. But in this moon, you are really in the knot, you are really understanding what is it, but you still have to work on it, right? Good. Second big aspect of this moon related with Artemis. This full moon is also bringing a huge triangle in fire. We're going to have in the Rahu, that is the node or the moon node, that it's about your destiny, which is about the collective future, that is in the 6th grade of Leo, and there is where the eclipse happened, or this eclipse from Saturn's series. And also we are having Chiron in Aries, that I explained to you two moons ago. I spoke on a video about this topic, and it's about the wounded healer and healing self, healing the me, my identity. It's not the self is not wounded, it's the me, and it's really something, a wound from the past. And the third aspect is this new moon on the 8th degree of Sagittarius. The moon is about need, it's about security, it's about subconscious, it's about mother-related topic, motherhood, being a mother, your own mother, mothering the mother, and also it's about the feminine aspect. So to speak it and to put it all together, this is an aspect, this fire triangle is taking you to see where are you putting your energy, where are you investing your time and your resources and your energy. How do you do that? This is contacting the most karmic aspects of Goddess Artemis. So in my book, The Cycle of the Goddess That You Are, you have Kundalini Yoga Kriyas, you have meditations, you have affirmations, rituals, and coaching tools, so that you can work on the depth of all these karmic aspects of Artemis. But if you are not that familiar with my book, I'm going to give you a little hint. It's about frantic action, where you put your energy, where you get involved, and you give yourself, because you need to be validated, because you need to be seen. Also, we have another aspect, that is Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, opposing Venus in Cancer. Venus is about desire, and Cancer is about self-worth. So it's the desire of self-worth that is confronted, is limited by Saturn, that is the inner judge. So you may be criticizing yourself. This is one of the weakest points of number 3, the positive mind and Goddess Artemis. This is the self-critic, self-sabotage through self-critic. So you may be self-criticizing and you're killing yourself with this critic. So you need to be validated from outside. You need to be seen and validated. And so this full moon is going to make you understand where you are offering yourself, volunteering, one topic of Goddess Artemis. And you offer and you offer and you offer here and there and everywhere, and you get into a frantic action, and you're giving your energy, your time, your resources everywhere, because you need to be seen. And then at one particular moment you feel exhausted and you feel abused, and that makes you angry. The anger of Goddess Artemis, it's mythical. And this full moon is inviting you to fully understand your responsibility on this. Fully understand that you are offering yourself, not because you want to and you are completely selfless, that you may be as an Artemis, but because you have a hidden agenda, and that has to do with this Chiron in Aries. This is the wound of your me, of your identity. I don't see me if I am not doing what I'm programmed to do, if I don't act according to this what was approved by my mother when I was growing, if I'm not doing this what I've been told that I should be doing. So this full moon is for you to understand that you are volunteering, that you are offering, and that you are overdoing you, getting yourself exhausted because you need to be validated, because you are criticizing yourself. So to understand, where does this critic come from? Why do you offer the help you offer? And why do you get into this frantic action that exhausts you? And instead of getting angry and going against the other one and fighting against the other one, this is very much Artemis number 3, to recognize your responsibility and act consciously. No? Number 3, positive mind. Number 4, neutral mind. And to finish with this video, I'm going to speak about the third and last aspect of this full moon. That is Mars in Aquarius. Mars is the energy of projection, action, of really this masculine energy of impacting the world. It's in Aquarius. Aquarius is about the new paradigm, it's about collectivity, it's about changes and revolutions, and it's ruled by Uranus. Mars in Aquarius, it's in a square angle with Uranus in Uranus in Taurus. Uranus entered Taurus 15 days ago, as I've explained to you at the beginning of the video, and this is going to lead us to impulsive and not measured impulsivity, let me say, like action that is not being premeditated. It's very, there I go. On top, we have this opposition of the moon in Sagittarius doing a conjunction with a fixed star Antares, that is the heart of the Scorpio. And it's about courage, about radical action, impulsive, quickly, reckless, and because of being reckless, not well thought, not well planned, not really accurate. And this moon activating this Antares star and all this military energy coming with it, that is very much Artemis energy, opposing the sun in Geminis. So this axis, the sun in Geminis is contacting, it's in a conjunction with Aldebaran, the fixed star in Alpha Centauri, which is the eye of the bull. So this axis is called the military axis. So this may mean, in global astrology, may mean military action, and in our personal lives it's going to take us to this military action, which is pretty much the energy or the negative side of Artemis energy. If you are familiar with the myth, and if not, I encourage you to read it in my book. Artemis healed her lover because she fell into the precipitated action. Her brother challenged her and she took the challenge. She had a very precipitated judgment, which is the topic of Artemis, and immediately came into action. And as she's the goddess of the night hunting, she really has an eye. So where she aims with her arc, there she goes. And so she killed her lover. And this can be what you may do with this full moon, because it's a very emotional full moon, as every emotional full moon, but with this triangle in these water signs, it's very, very, very emotional. And on top, you have this really this feeling of, I'm fed up, I'm not bearing with this anymore, there I go, and I don't care. So you may be very, very destructive. So be aware, as a good Artemis, of what is your precipitate judgment, and be aware what are you killing with your words, because number 3 can kill with her words. So make sure that you don't destroy anything that you want to nurture in other moments of your life. So to summarize it very, very fast, I would say the huge triangle in water is this emotional and very spiritual, resourceful contact that makes you realize how you are growing with effort in a relationship, how you valorate and realize and make your worth grow in this relationship, in this process. And then we have the huge triangle in fire, that is about the most karmic aspects of Artemis, that is this frantic action, volunteer, and being the rescuer until you get so angry that you start to be the prosecutor, and then you offer again, and you're in this frantic action because you need to be seen, you need to be valorated, instead of giving your own self, your own view, your own valoration. And as a third and last aspect, this impulsive judgment and the reckless action that is going to destroy whatever you aim, because you are Artemis in this moment. So this is what the full moon is bringing. So really think and breathe before you act, and take the recommendation of the meditation that I'm writing down there in the video description. And good luck. Go for it. Meditate and contact your higher self. Take all the possibilities of realization and understanding that this full moon are bringing, and really make the most out of it. Sat Nam.